On today's show, editor of Homestyle Books, Gina Bernal, and Gail Blanke, author of Throw Out 50 Things, Clear the Clutter, Find Your Life. And now, here's your host, Ceslie Armstrong.
Wow! Do we have the most gorgeous audience ever? Give yourselves another round of applause. You look so beautiful! And I see so many people here I know. You know, there's nothing better than to have your friends support you. Is that right? That's right. So welcome to another episode of the You Better Show, where it's you, only better, a little bit better. We can all be a little bit better. And it's you better do this for yourself, girl. Right? Because sometimes we forget to pay attention to ourselves because we're taking care of everybody else in our life. Is that right, Pauline? Right? Isn't that Karika? Yes, right? That's the way it happens. Right, Claudia? Yeah, see, I know. So we have got solutions for you today. You're going to learn so much, and I want to get right to it with my first guest, Gina Bernal. So let's bring on Gina. How are you? Have a seat at the table. Now, Gina, oh my gosh, she has a big job. She is in control of selecting books that we all want to read. Now, do you ever go online or you go shopping and you know you're looking for something specific, but you end up with like spending 45 minutes when you only have 5 minutes, right? So Gina is your solution. So let's tell our guests, our audience, what you do.
Well, I am the editor of Homestyle Book Club, and basically it's a book club for all your home decorating, home improvement, organizing, anything you want to do around your home that you could do yourself. You could find books that help you do it at Homestyle.
Well, and anything really having to do with your lifestyle, too.
No, definitely, yes.
You know, we're spending so much time at home, and home is where the heart is, but also when clutter comes into our lives, there's a big problem, right? So you've selected a book that we're going to focus on here today by author Gail Blanke. Tell us about that book.
Gail Blanke wrote a book called Throw Out 50 Things, which is something I think everybody needs to do. Gail says, you know, when you feel good about your situation and your space reflects kind of a happy energy, then you feel that way also.
I want to show of hands. How many of you feel like you've got clutter in your home, but clutter emotionally too? Yeah, 100%, Gina. 100. Okay, so you gotta check in with Gina's book club. Obviously, we need her help.
I mean, there's definitely a trend seeing people do more for themselves, whether it's organizing, whether it's just refreshing your home. There's a lot of books out there that will help you figure out how to work with what you have. So when you're not spending a lot of money and, you know, you're doing things for yourself, not going out and having a professional come in and do it, how you can make your life and your home easier to live in, better to live in, you know, on your own, on a budget.
It's you only better. I'm sorry. You're going to hear me say that all day long. It's you only better. So let's bring on the author who really does have the answers. Great. Gail Blanke is the founder, president, chief executive officer of Life Design, and of course, the author of Throw Out 50 Things. Gail, welcome. I have to give you a big hug. Have a seat. Join us at the table. Now, Gail, in her gorgeous outfit, we told everybody wear bright colors because look at our set. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Now, Gail, I have to ask you, what do you think about our set? Because it's nice and clean and neat, and I thought, uh-oh, Gail's coming. It's like
it's
having
so
a guest
warm
over to you,
and
right?
it's so cozy and lovely. That's what it's about. It's not about neat.
Right. So you have to, even though you're throwing things out, you don't want to make your home or your emotional life too sterile, right? You don't want to go too far.
Oh, yeah, I feel this very strongly. You know, my aim, and you know from reading the book, my aim in life is not for you to have a tidy, well-organized life. My aim is for you to be free, to get rid of anything that would hold you back or weigh you down.
Let's talk about 50 things, because I know that there are some things we can do right now, and you have incredible tips about that, because I think when I hear 50 things, even though I probably have 350 things I could throw away, but when I see 50 things, it's kind of like it's too much to think of those 50 things. If you read the book, which you should all do, you will see that it's laid out for you perfectly exactly what to do. It's like a lifestyle manual. But what can we do right now? Like, what's one thing our audience could go home today and do?
Number one, start small. I mean, that's when we get overwhelmed because we think, oh, we've got all this stuff. I call it life plaque that's, packed around us. And it's not only all our stuff, it's this stuff. It's the mental and emotional stuff too. Mm-hmm. And so what you can do is start small. Mm-hmm. Spend 10 or 15 minutes. Go into that drawer in the kitchen. You know that drawer. You got that drawer, right?
I just mentally went through it real quick. Did you see the look on my face?
You know that drawer, and you know what's in that drawer? Keys that haven't opened up anything in what, decades? You don't even know what they're for, all right? Go into your makeup area. Sea foam green eyeshadow probably isn't going to come back.
Right.
So get rid of all this stuff. The thing is to start small and celebrate those the results of that 10 or 15 minutes that you've just spent. So that's what you can do right now.
Now, you gave one tip, and then I'm going to have a couple questions from the audience for you, because I know that you're like that with the questions. But one of the things that I learned from Gail is to have a buddy.
A clutter buddy.
A clutter buddy.
You got to get a clutter buddy. That's
will you be my clutter buddy?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No, because it's a lot more fun if you don't do it alone and it doesn't seem so overwhelming. So get a clutter buddy, somebody that can say to you, "Are you kidding? You haven't worn that in 9 years. Mm-hmm. Let somebody else use it," and that can make you happy when you envision somebody else using it right away. Or plan a swap party.
That's a great idea.
Because what may not be your cup of tea could be somebody else's idea of heaven.
Well, let's get a couple questions. Where's Marlene Byrne? Right here. There's gorgeous Marlene. Now, I know you have a question you want to pose to Gail.
So I move clutter by putting everything that I take out of my makeup drawer that I'll never use, or jewelry or clothing or whatever it is, and I put it into one of my big closets that I have. But I can't figure out how to actually move it out the door and get rid of it. I just take it and put it in another place.
I'm sure Gail's got a solution.
The thing is, and this is called I call it the debris of indecision. Because, you can decide, few of us decide anything. We just sort of wait and see how it's all going to turn out. But once you decide, are you going to keep it or are you going to let it go, that's when the freedom kicks in. And here's how you know what to keep and what to let go of. If the thing, the idea, the old memory, the person, whatever it is, makes you feel heavy, drags you back, makes you feel not good about yourself, it's got to go. And
can I hear an amen?
It's got to go. Got to go.
That's got. Now we've got another question from the gorgeous Pauline Brickey, who's visiting us from Northern California. Pauline, I know you've got a question from Gail.
I have these very large bags that one day or one moment I'm waiting for that time to go through it, and it just keeps piling up and piling up. So they're put away. So it doesn't, for me, it's nothing little. So how do you, if you're overwhelmed and you don't really know where to start, it's almost like, should I just dump it? I'm almost thinking if you just get rid of the whole thing altogether.
Well, you could, and that probably would be a great idea, and I doubt if that would be a mistake or anything that you would regret. But I have to tell you, it's no accident that you came here today, because this is the time for everybody. Talk about you better. You better throw out 50 things. I saw a woman came on my website and told a story about driving past a church in the Southwest, and there was a sign in front, and it said, "If you've been waiting for the sign, this is it."
And,
this is it.
And I keep thinking there's going to be this wonderful day or evening. I'll have the whole thing done. And it never happens. You just
do a little bit. Do a little bit, and you won't be exhausted by it. You'll take energy from it. That's what you guys have to get. This is an energizing thing to do, not a tiring thing.
Well, I will tell you that the first thing you've got to do is go to Gina's book club. Of course, we're going to be giving you all the information about that, and you'll be able to find it online, of course, at youbetter.com. And you've got to get Gail Blanke's book, right, Gina?
Definitely. Please check it out.
Oh, my goodness. So I want to thank all my guests today so much for coming. Did you guys learn stuff? Yes. Do you feel it was you a little bit better? Yes. Are you going to take the information you learned and do something with it? Yes. Oh, good. I feel like a motivational speaker. And I have to tell you, it's all about empowering women. It's all about making ourselves better. We're the ones that are in control. If we don't do it for ourselves, nobody else will. So I want you to join me for the next episode of the You Better Show, and let's give our guests another big round of applause.